Hey guys, so today I want to talk about what it means to have the number 3 in the profile in human design, and at the same time, that kind of includes having a number 6 in your profile in human design. Personally, I don't have the number 3 in my profile, but I do have the number 6, and the info says that when you have a number 6, the first 30 years of your life are almost or kind of like having a 3 in your profile. Okay, so the first thing I've kind of been pondering and I wanted to share with you guys is we always talk about number sixes being similar to number threes, but I feel like we almost talk about it interchangeably. Like, if you're a six, then you're a three for the first 3 years of your life. And I feel like maybe it's for sure very similar because as a six, I can identify with that three energy for the first 30 years of my life, but I feel like there has to be a fundamental difference between an energy that is a three and then an energy that is a six. So that's just my first question. I don't have any answers to that. Do you guys have any answers to that? I'd love to hear it. But okay, it's pretty similar. At least I feel that way because as a six, with 30 years behind me, I can really taste and I can really relate to this three energy for the first 30 years of my life, and I'm almost 31 now, so I can also see that shift that's happening in my life from the three to the six, which of course a person with a three in their profile wouldn't have unless they're a 3-6. So I wanted to tell you a little example of how I've embodied this three energy so that you guys can have a little more info about that. So, one of the aspects of my life that I wanted to share with you that has a lot of three energy, and there's a lot of aspects I feel like, but when we talk about career in my life, then I'm like the perfect three. So, I went to school for economics, okay, and then 2 years into university, I was like, I don't like this thing. Um, I was really good at it, I was really good at econ, but I just couldn't see myself working in the field or like doing anything that the people that were like graduating and I was like looking at, I just didn't see that happening. And so I actually just stuck with it and finished that degree. But as soon as I left college, I traveled to China. I was like, I'm gonna import stuff into my country and start like a really cute store. So I went to China and I imported like this huge container of goods into my home country and like opened a store. Like I actually opened a physical store. And I did that for a year and then I was like, yeah, I don't really like this anymore. And I decided to get a job. So I got a job in a bank. Using my econ degree. It was a really good job. It was like really good benefits and it was pretty fun and all. Sorry, that was a door banging. But okay, the job was really fun and all, but after a year and a little bit, I was like, yeah, I don't think this is for me. And I was like, you know what? I really want to be an elementary teacher. That's something that I had wanted to be for a long time. I feel like if I would have listened to myself or known my strategy and design, I would have maybe gone that route in the first place. But, anyways, I decided to go to school to be an elementary teacher. So I did that and I became an elementary teacher. And I actually did that for like the next 4 years of my life, which was pretty impressive. It was the longest thing I ever did. But after that time, I was like, yeah, I don't think this is for me anymore. And that's when I decided to, well, get pregnant and have a child, which is pretty big on its own, but also to just like become a digital nomad and start sharing what I've learned and just started this process of having like multiple online businesses that have also been changing a lot through the last years of my 20s. And then suddenly, as I turned 30 and now I'm about to turn 31, I can see and I can sense this change in what I want and this change in my willingness to like keep on diving into new things, and suddenly I'm like ready for more stability in this career side of my life. So that's one example of that three energy, or what I at least see as three energy in my own life for the first 30 years being a six profile, as an example of what it could feel like, what it could look like. And one other thing I wanted to share with you guys was something that I actually can identify with in my own life too, but that I often see in clients that have a three in their profile is this kind of sense of deep guilt that sometimes is even like unconscious guilt, but this big sense of guilt for living the life that they have lived, for all of the decisions that they have made in their life that haven't necessarily led them to where they want to be, or maybe they haven't even reached a place that they want to be in life, and they kind of blame it on themselves and blame it on the decisions that they've made in life. And I think that it's really important for us to understand that with a three in your profile, you're really someone who came here and chose to come here to learn through trial and error. And what the hell does that mean? Like, we keep repeating that, but it's like, I want to experience life. Like, anything that moves me, anything that is going to be interesting to me, like, I want to get in there and get my hands dirty. I want to get in there and, like, do the thing. And I think that so much of that doing and then not ending up right in success, or not ending up in mastery, or not ending up in like, oh yeah, like I'm just going to keep doing this for the rest of my life, it's considered by society like a failure, and it's considered like you're not doing the right thing. And there's so many things that are changing right now with how we view the world and how this is good or bad, or what is success and what isn't success, that I feel number threes come here to teach us so much about, which is like, you do you, you follow your individuality, you go for the experiences that you want to go for, whether or not they're going to be successful. Like, success in this new paradigm world that we're building is not about you doing this experience and then getting to a certain point in that experience, or that experience turning out in a certain way. Success is you being like, I want to live this experience. You know, my gut is pulling me towards that, or whatever your design is pulling me towards that. And I'm actually going to do it, and it's going to be amazing because that's the experience that is right for me. Like, whatever happens in the end of that experience, it's not really as important as the fact that I'm choosing to live it and choosing to follow my design, and understanding that I'm here to live those experiences. So I really think that that big sense of guilt that I see a lot in my clients that have a three in their profile, and that I can also relate to, you know, being a six, is about the fact that society puts all of these pressures on what a correct life would look like, on what it means to be successful and what it means to fit in. And a lot of the times, if you have a three in your profile, you're not going to be ticking all these boxes, you guys. Like, you're just not. Especially if you're following your design, because you're just trying things out. You're just doing the trial and error process again and again and again, and getting info not only about what works. The three profile is about what doesn't work. So you're getting this info. You're like, you know, that's why it's called a martyr, like sacrificing yourself for us, but not really. It's not a sacrifice if you're entering into the experience correctly, because it's going to be amazing and exciting for you. Because when you're entering into the experiences correctly, what you want as a three is to live that experience, whether or not it ends up being successful or whatever. So I'm going to give you one example that I see with clients, and that I've actually seen with clients with a number three in their profile more than once, in the realm of relationships, where, for example, having a client that is like over 60 years old, and this person looking back in their life and realizing that they've never really wanted to commit, almost feeling that they've been scared of commitment their whole life, never wanted to commit to one relationship or one person. But that is totally correct for them, or at least till that point, that had been totally correct for them. Like, that they came here to experience all of these different relationships. And, you know, society might tell you that that's not correct, but that's just this construct that we've created through, you know, lots and lots and lots of years, and people telling you that that's the correct thing. And that's what's changing right now. And that's what's so beautiful about seeing the energies as they're coming into the earth and what they're meant here to do. It's like, number threes, you're here to show us that, you know, we're meant to enter into the experiences that we want to enter to, that we believe are correct for us, regardless of how the picture looks like from the outside, regardless of what we're ticking in your list or in anybody else's list. you guys are here to show us this new kind of individuality and fearlessness for the new world. So, if there's one advice that I would give to three lines, it would be to erase if you can, or with time, work on erasing the words failure, the words even success, like this duality between right and wrong, and failure and success, and achievement, and what it means to be, on path. Because for you guys, especially if you have a three and it's going to continue, those energies are with you for life, it's so much about living that experience and not judging it for how it ended or what it gave you in your life, but entering correctly into the correct experiences so that you can value them for the actual experience, for the actual journey, for what you're actually living in that moment that is correct for you and that you came here to live and learn. And never forget that it's that aspect of you that makes you so special. Three is magnetism. And you're going to find that whether they're telling you or not, people are wanting to live vicariously through you because you're doing all the things. You're living that different life. And even though it might feel like chaos from the inside, or it might even look like chaos from the outside, people wish they could handle that chaos, and people wish that they could choose to live that chaos and let go of their fears in their lives. So don't forget that the three makes you super special. Don't forget that you're meant to be fearless and resilient, and you go, baby. All right, guys, loved chatting with you about number three in the profile. If you do have a number three, or even a six, or maybe you're an HD expert and want to comment on this topic, I'd love to hear you below. Sending lots of love and light, and until next time.